High school. A failing relic of yesteryear that contributes to 80% of teen anxiety and depression. A wonderful, beautiful place indeed. Okay, look, I didn't like high school, at all. But I can credit it for teaching me one thing. One tiny thing that without a doubt would shape me into the man I am today. Something so important that I myself have to give them credit and say that I owe it to them. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here though. 10th grade year, math class. I had a very awful math teacher. You know, the type that doesn't care about their job and is just there for the paycheck. Yeah, that kind of guy. He put something on the board for us to do and we were doing it. Now I'm okay at math. Given the time and energy, I will actually be able to do something, but for some reason, I could not figure this problem out. Try after try, and I was stumped every single time. Meanwhile, everyone is just killing it. I mean, they're on the back of the paper already. Things weren't looking too good. And then I did something I'm not proud of. Something I have to keep from my future children and theirs as well. I cheated.
Oh my God, is he serious?
What? Oh my God.
Okay, so you're probably wondering why this even matters, right? Everyone cheats in school, Ivy. Wrong, because this marked the very first time I had ever cheated in high school. No, seriously, ever since the 9th grade, I made an oath that I wouldn't cheat and I would do and try my absolute best to complete all of my work. That failed. And the thing is, I knew why it failed. I was trying my absolute best. I was doing all of my work up until then, but I started to notice something interesting. Everything, and I mean everything I was learning was utter and complete worthless. None of this stuff was important at all to anything I would ever do in my life. And once I noticed that, once I made that connection, I stopped trying. Guys, look, if literally everything is online, then why would I bother? With the exception of a few, and I mean a few teachers who actually sit there and make the worksheets for their class, I'll show you where every teacher gets their work. Oftentimes, it would take no more than a quick Google search to find the entire worksheet online, fully answered. So why bother? Teachers will often combat this by saying, if you cheat, you're cheating yourselves. When the test comes, you'll know absolutely nothing on it. And that's true, but in the case where I can't use my phone, I'll just use something else. My eyes. It's not that hard to look over and grab the answers from a classmate who actually gives a shit about their work while you rest your eyes, Mr. Freeman. After that day in 10th grade, I cheated on everything I was given. And do you want to know how many assignments I actually tried on in 11th grade and 12th grade? That's right, dear viewer. None. Zero. I didn't have to. Sure, my grade wasn't amazing, but it didn't need to be. You know what grade you needed to pass? A 70. That's it. Didn't matter if it was a 75, a 71, or even a 70 even. As long as you got that credit, that's all you really needed. And you see, that's the problem with high school. Setting standards and scoring kids with letters and numbers when most of them barely even know who they are yet. Parabolas, Edgar Allan Poe's famous works, how to calculate the atomic mass of an element, foreign language. All of this is useless. I never learned how to manage money, how to start a checking account, how to calculate interest, how to file my goddamn taxes. Things that would seem useless were just not there at all. My grade and how high or low it was dictated my mood. Studying late night, staying up till 4 a.m. just to get up at 7 to go to school, and not to mention the absolute nuclear toxicity of the high school environment. All of this was commonplace. School for me was a nightmare, a living, walking nightmare that took hundreds of days for me, thousands of hours and minutes I will never get back, all for a lousy handshake and a laminated piece of paper saying to the government at least that I did something. So what did I learn? After 4 insufferable years of torture, what was high school's only purpose? And I'll tell you, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It didn't make me a better person. It didn't change who I was. It didn't do any of that. The only thing I got out of it, out of the entire experience, the one thing that made it all semi-worth it, was seeing the joy in my mom's face when she saw I graduated. How proud she was. That's it. And who knows? Maybe that's all I needed. Yeah, no, that didn't make the entire experience worth it though. Yeah, high school.